Alright, chat, let me talk to you. There's something I gotta get off my chest. I've been an anime fan for 10 plus years. I love this anime shit. This shit done changed my entire worldview. But with that being said, I've never been to an anime convention. And it's not like one of the situations just like, oh, like, you know, there's no anime conventions around me. No. A lot of anime conventions happen in my city. I just haven't gone to them. And to me, that makes me feel like I'm a fraudulent anime fan. And I said, you know what? I sat down and I told myself, you know what, Nimbus, you are gonna go to an anime convention and show the fuck out. But in order to do that, I'm gonna need to do my research, which is why today is the first day and the first episode of a long running thing I want to do. Where I'm preparing myself for my first anime convention, and that starts off by me learning the tools, the tricks of the trade, because I was able to find 10 things no one tells you about anime conventions. We're gonna watch a little video. We're gonna see if we can really know ball, understand ball. Got my notebook and my pencil in hand. I'm ready to take down any notes I can. But before we get into that shit, please, for me, like, comment, share, and finally sub. We almost at 100. It mean the world for me if you could do all that before, but now that we got all that shit out the way, let's get this shit started.
My years of making videos, I've somehow made it to over 80 anime conventions. I don't know the exact number, but that's when I stopped counting. In that time, I've gathered a lot of knowledge that I'd like to share. I've made videos before and seen others make videos about what to expect at your first anime convention.
Talk to me. I'm here to learn. Give me all the knowledge.
But with the help of some of my friends who are also in the anime con world, we've come up with a few things no one really mentions in these videos. Some things you might not first expect when thinking of jumping into the world of anime cons. This is the convention reviews list of things no one tells you about anime conventions.
I'm ready.
Until now. Number
I'm
one,
locked.
you can cosplay anything you want from any type of media, or even make up your own character and cosplay that, or not cosplay at all. This will seem obvious to people who've been going to cons for a while, but I still
see that. Okay, he's getting the easy shit out the way. That shit I already knew. Like, you know, you either come as a cosplay as whatever, or you don't show up in a cosplay. I already knew all that shit. See, I'm already one step ahead of the game. And trust me, for my first anime convention, I will be showing out in the cosplay. What am I going to be cosplaying as? Hey, I don't know. You give me ideas in the comments. You know, I still need time to get into the right shape for at least the cosplays I'm thinking about. But you know, the world is our oyster. Who knows?
Still get asked in my comments daily if it's okay to cosplay at an anime con as someone that's not from anime, and the answer is a resounding yes. So cosplay whatever you want, no one will bat an eye. Oh, also, you don't need to cosplay at all if you don't want to. It isn't required. I pretty much never cosplay and no one cares.
Oh, that's another thing. If I don't cosplay, if I'm not cosplaying, oh, the fits gotta be tough. I'm sorry. Listen, like I've gone like this 2025. I'm getting deeper into my fashion bag too. You know that's obviously we're not here to talk about all that, but bro, just know if you see me at an anime convention, I'm gonna come in that bitch stepping. Trust me.
Number 2, people stink.
Damn, not even sugarcoating it. Y'all stink. Oh damn, talk to me.
For whatever reason, there are so many people at anime cons who just stink. Just be ready for this, but also do your best to not add to the issue. I'm not here to point fingers or ridicule people who have some sort of real issue where they truly just can't do anything about their odor, but that isn't even close to the majority of people who stink at anime cons. So many people either don't believe in showers or
like, oh my, yeah, that's nasty. That's weird. Oh, that's so,
or deodorant, or both. Just please try to shower before coming down to the con. And if you start to get a little funky from walking around a lot, hey, no shame in a midday.
See, that's fine. If you're like working up a sweat, walking around, especially like a hot ass, especially if like you're like wearing this thick bulky cosplay, you're just walking around in the sun all day. Okay, that's understandable. See, I got no beef there.
Artist Alley is the actual unique and interesting area to shop. I mean, if it's your first con, then maybe Dealer's Room is more interesting. But after going to con after con, you start to notice that dealer's rooms at different cons are all pretty similar. Figures, wall scrolls, plushies, and 90% of it can be found.
Okay, so dealer's room is just like, you know, where you get like, you know, all of like, you know, shit like this. Cool.
On Amazon for cheaper. Artist Alley, however, can offer some really nice surprises. I find a lot of the goods in Artist Alley to be a bit more unique. Some of the coolest things I've come across at cons were from Artist Alley. That, speaking of which, dealer's room stuff can often be bought cheaper on Amazon. And a lot of figures are legit Crane Game prizes. I already mentioned this, but yeah, always check Amazon before buying something in the dealer's room. Almost every time I do, I can find the same thing for cheaper. Not 100% of the time, but close to it. On top of that, I've talked to multiple vendors who've openly told me the figures they sell are legit Crane Game prizes from Japan. Like, they have a friend in Japan who goes and wins them and then ships them over here for them to sell at anime cons. Maybe this doesn't bother you, but for me it feels kinda bad because in Japan you can—
I'm not gonna lie. Don't hate the play, hate the game. That's a W hustle. I'm not gonna hold you. Listen, get to the back however you can. That's a W hustle right there. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not
legit
gonna lie
win
to you.
most of these for less than like $10, but in the US they'll charge you at least $30 at an anime con to buy the same thing. And the reason this sucks is because Crane Game figures are generally lower quality, as they're expected to be won in a Crane game. And after a while, you can even start to be able to tell immediately which figures are from Crane Games and which aren't. So just keep your eyes open. Number 5. Staff often have no idea what's going on due to bad communication between upper and lower staff.
Yeah, that is true. When you get these many motherfuckers in one setting, some shit's about to go wrong. I'm already knowing.
I want to preface this by saying this will depend con to con and on how well organized it is, but in my experience, a lot of staff members are given a job like checking badges at a door, and outside of that job, they have almost no idea what's going on. Now, I'll admit I may have to deal with this more than your typical con attendee, since sometimes I have questions
like, bro, that shit just looks so fucking lit, bro. Like obviously, like, bro, I need to go to one of these, bro. Oh God, I do.
Related to being con press, but it's still worth knowing. I've legit had staff tell me they straight up have no idea what's happening. Number 6. Huge creeps. A lot of photographers
now we're getting shit that I don't know about. Talk to me about it. Let's see.
And videographers are creeps. Anime conventions are often described as a safe place where you can be yourself and meet like-minded people, and that's all totally true. But don't let that fool you into thinking there aren't creeps all over anime conventions. The amount of dudes I've seen over the years at cons say some of the creepiest stuff I've ever heard to someone in my own group or just someone near me is mind-blowing.
I'm not gonna lie. I need to see this proof. I believe him. I believe what he's saying. Cause, like, you know, there are creepy niggas everywhere. Like that's just the unfortunate truth behind it. But I feel like it'd be the shit they be saying. Like, obviously it's crazy, it's creepy, but that shit would low key be fucking hilarious just to laugh at them. I'm not gonna hold you. Maybe that's just me being a bad person. I don't know.
You can look back on my old convention storytime videos if you want to hear more about that. And that's just a small select.
You might just gave me another idea, nigga.
Section that I chose to feature. But let's be real, everyone knows there are creeps at cons. So I want to bring to your attention another type of creep: photographers and videographers. I want to be very clear that it's not all photographers and videographers. I've met so many other people at cons that do press that seem to be very safe and very chill. And I'd like to include myself on that list, of course. But there's a reason you don't often see me hanging out with other videographers or photographers when I'm at cons. I know for a fact a lot of these people—
Whoa! Pause. But low-key, he was hitting that shit though. Low-key, on the lowest of keys.
use the power of especially photography as a way to get closer to cosplay girls and try to creep on them. You don't have to believe me, but I promise it's true. I'm not telling you this to scare you, but I just want to make sure you're cautious and are always looking out for red flags when—
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is something that I don't gotta worry about because I have a dick, but you know, for my women out there, please be safe at these conventions.
Dealing with people. Don't just trust that because someone else loves your favorite anime, they aren't a super creep with bad intentions. Number 7. Size matters. I mean the size of cons, guys. Come on. Anime cons are not all made the same. One of the biggest factors that decides what a con will be like is its literal attendance size. More people means more money for the con, which means more events and guests they can have. That sounds great. So why would you ever go to a small con? Well, big cons bring out more creeps, longer lines, are more expensive, and generally a lot less personal and more stressful. Small cons can be a lot cheaper and are generally better for making new friends and meeting people. I can always feel a lot of community when I stop by small cons, but they don't have all the good things that a big con has.
Ooh, yeah, like I don't know what they be doing. All right, I stay in Atlanta, right? And I know there's two cons that happen in Atlanta. I think one is an convention. I think one is just like a pop culture thing, right? One is MumbleCon, which it should be happening this May, but I won't be able to make that one because I have other things to do too. I have other things too I'm handling. And I think the other one was DragonCon. I think that one's in Atlanta too, but I don't know when that one is. I think that's later in the year. And I feel like both of those with the city of Atlanta is kind of are gonna be bigger cons. So I'm really excited to see what they're gonna have there. Like I think they should have like video game tournaments, like anime game tournaments. Which, by the way, if they have, let me not say that. No, actually, fuck it. I want all the smoke. If I go to an anime convention and they have Fighter Z, run that shit. I need my fade now. But that's for future y'all to worry about.
Like more guests and events. Let me introduce you to the magical world of mid-sized cons. Not so big that they overwhelm you, but not so small that there's nothing going on. I would say a mid-sized con is probably anywhere between around 5,000 to 20,000 attendees. Some people are gonna say that's still pretty small, but in my experience, anything over 20,000 starts to all feel pretty much the same, just with more people in the way. Cons can be expensive. This seems obvious, but there are some hidden costs that may not be immediately obvious to first-time cons.
Okay, so this is something I'm actually gonna take notes on, because I'm not gonna lie. I've heard stories of people dropping bags at anime cons.
Ongoers. Of course, you need to pay for your badge and hotel room. Those are the obvious ones. But if you decide a little late that you're going to go to the con, the badge will cost a bit more compared to buying it earlier. You also need to think about transportation to the con and around the city if you're not staying in the host hotel. Parking. Some hotels have free parking, but a lot of cons take place in downtown areas where you're going to need to pay for parking. Food, and whether or not you should bring your own food. Some cons have great options for eating and others just don't. I will say I do think it's probably cheaper to bring your own food though if you're willing to go through the hassle. Convention food can get super expensive. Drinks, if you plan on partying at all or even just some light drinking throughout the weekend, that will also have an impact on your wallet. And of course, anything you buy in the dealer's room or artist alley. If you've gone to a lot of cons, this part probably seems really obvious to you, but I think for someone just getting into cons, it could be easy to overlook some of this stuff when making your budget. Number 9, nightlife and 18+ activity.
See, this the shit right here that really made me want to lock in and go to one of these conventions. No cap. Not gonna lie to you. Cause it was like, I think last year, like 2 years ago, when I first found out that shit be going on after the convention. Like I'm talking like the after parties, the nightlifes, the clubs. Boy, I need to see anime niggas get lit, bro. I need to see that. I gotta see that with my own eyes. Cause like that shit, I feel like that shit is so lit. That should be so fucking fun. I gotta see it, especially if they bring the cosplay to the club. Oh, I'm gonna need to see that. I have to see that. I gotta live that. Oh my god, I need that. I need that right now.
Anime cons are a little different than most Comic Cons, as they don't really have a closing time each day. They just continue into the night with more panels and sometimes even concerts and raves to attend at the convention itself. But something I don't hear a lot of people talk about online is how, as it turns to night, anime conventions, and especially bigger conventions, become more and more adult. During the daytime, they're totally appropriate for anyone of any age. But as the sun drops, alcohol comes out and outfits become more and more revealing.
I need that shit now! Give it to me now!
With that, typically every night there are 18+ panels, some of which just show straight up hentai or talk about fetishes or whatever.
Okay, alright, that part, you lost me. That part, you lost me. You lost me right there. That's where you lose me.
Or else you can imagine at an 18+ panel. I haven't personally seen it myself, but I've also been told stories of walking in on people just doing cocaine in the bathroom before raves. So yeah, it's a different...
I'm gonna keep quiet about that.
vibe. All of that being said, I do personally love nightlife at anime cons. Everyone feels more loose and laid back, and even though the dealer's room is closed, there's still so much interesting stuff to do. Number 10, there's more to do than just shopping and seeing voice actors. Before I went to my first con, I had no idea they have things like maid cafes, manga libraries, escape rooms, raves and concerts, foam fighting and LARPing events, video game rooms, tabletop gaming rooms, karaoke, and honestly so much more. There's just so much random nerd related stuff happening at all times of the day. If you aren't interested in cosplay, shopping, or going to panels, that doesn't mean you have nothing to do at an anime con. It's worth visiting at least once to try some of the other activities and maybe make some friends along the way. That's 10 things I personally think no one tells you about anime conventions. If you have any more, let me know.
Good vid. I fuck with you. I'm fuck with you. Alright, yeah, you heard him. That's 10 things nobody tells about anime conventions. I'm not gonna lie, you know, very informative video. You know, for sure got some things to take notes on, got some things to study up on. But yeah, you let me know what are some things that he didn't touch on that you feel like do be going on anime conventions. Let me know if you've been to an anime convention. Let's just get this dialogue started down in the comments. But anyways, it's been fun. I'm your boy Nimbus. I'ma fuck with y'all later. Y'all be easy. Y'all stay safe. Have a good day. Bye.